Okay, okay. My name is Forrest Gump, riveroftheforest.com. Talking about today is the microwave is not dangerous, and I don't care if it is. Aha. Okay. Are you there, Mr. Todd?
I'm here.
Okay, so that means you can hear me now.
I can hear you.
All right. What are we talking about today?
Microwave ovens.
Okay, I got the microwave is not dangerous, and I don't care if it is. Is that how people feel?
Well, people don't know if the microwave is dangerous or not.
I don't
They're
believe
told it's
that.
safe, but it's actually more dangerous.
Yeah, people do know, but enough people do something, the herd, the herd rolls with the crowd. So people don't care if that microwave is dangerous or not, man. You know that, right? Even if you
Well,
told them it was
they don't
dangerous, they would
have
still
to.
use it. We live in a convenient society. That's why we got the convenience stores. That's why we got the mom and pop convenience stores. We got the 7-Elevens. You know, we got everything, even the dollar stores. All the stores now are convenient. Even the grocery store is convenient. It just takes you a little bit longer because it's got more aisles than all the other stores. But we live in a convenient society, so it wouldn't matter if they were told the microwave would kill you. eh, As long as they told me it would take 10, 15 years, people would be okay with that.
Well, okay, turn the music down a little bit. So I'm having a little trouble hearing you.
Okay, let me turn it off because I had it on low. Go ahead.
Okay, so just like with the convenience store that you were referring to, there's always a cost for convenience. So when you go to a convenience store like 7-Eleven, you're going to pay a little extra for whatever you're getting there for the convenience. So when you're the convenience of a microwave oven, there's a cost. Yes, it's nice to have your food cook in 25 seconds or a minute as opposed to cooking in 30 minutes, but there's a cost for doing that. And the cost is that
Okay,
it sabotages your health.
okay. Then why does it say microwave ovens work by emitting electromagnetic radiation, which is non? They call it non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation. So they say that that's not hazardous.
Okay, that's not true. So first let's introduce ourselves. I'm Todd Lynham, and
I'm Forrest Gump. Today we're
so
talking about microwaves. Are microwaves dangerous? Should you have a microwave in your house feeding cooking meals for your family, for your children, for your wife, for your husband? Are they safe? What say
okay.
ye,
So
Mr.
now
Herbalist?
you talked about the ionizing radiation.
They,
Now
what they
there
call it
is
non-ionizing. They call it none. They say microwave ovens are there's ionizing and then there's non-ionizing. Okay, so they're saying that microwaves are non-ionizing electromagnetic radiation, which is generally safe for the human body at normal exposure levels. Now, what you say?
I think that's not true. Now
Okay,
the microwave radiation that you get from the sun is non-ionizing, but I believe that the microwave radiation in the from the microwave is ionizing.
so even though they say it's not because they consider ionizing would be like the CT scans at the hospitals. Um, they had a couple more examples that they actually use for ionizing radiation. And let me see, that would have
Oh, you know what? You're right.
been
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. They are right. So, like a nuclear, okay, nuclear radiation is ionizing. So, and microwaving is non-ionizing. They are correct. So it isn't ionizing. So it's not dangerous like a nuclear reaction because a nuclear reaction will hits you that will burn you up. You see what I'm saying?
right,
So microwaving is not it's not ionizing. That doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
right. So basically, we're here because you want people to know that whether it's well, non-ionizing or ionizing, radiation in itself is dangerous
Right.
in
So
any form.
here's what they're not telling you.
Okay.
Okay, so granted, the information they're putting out there is accurate. It's not ionizing, so it's not going to be the same as a nuclear reaction. But when you deal with the microwave radiation from the sun, because there's radiation from there's microwave waves that come from the sun as well. But the
That's correct.
difference is the microwave that you're getting from the sun is based on the principle of pulse direct current. Okay, and there's no friction created. So for example, when you get microwave radiation from the sun and it hits you, it does not it's not exciting your cells and creating friction and causing heat inside the body. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? But when you
I
get the
got you.
microwave radiation from the microwave, there's frictional heat that's created inside with your microwave, and that's what,
Because it's changing the molecules. It's changing the structure of the food from the inside out,
right, and
which would be it's
it's speeding up those molecules, and it's causing friction, which is causing heat. That's why it
right.
works. It heats up the molecules start getting excited, and it causes friction, and that friction generates heat, which heats your food from the inside out. Now, the radiation from the sun does not do the microwave radiation from the sun does not do that because it's based on what's called direct current. Um, it's a pulse direct current type of radiation. So that's why
Okay.
when you hit the sun, it hits your skin and you feel warm, but it's not speeding up your molecules, causing friction inside your body that's cooking you.
Yeah, but even too much sun radiation is bad because it does bake the external skin. It actually bakes it. It turns it colors. That's cooking the skin. It's just not doing it from the inside out. It's doing it from the outside.
Correct. And your body
Too much.
has
Too
mechanisms
much.
to deal with. Go ahead.
So too much of the sun radiation can be damaging, no matter how you play it.
Yes, and it's
Okay.
more damaging to some people than others based on how much
Okay.
melanin they have.
But it's still not as bad as the microwave because, like you said, it's creating that friction which causes the heat, and that's. But now, so I guess the question people would really want to know is it leaving the radiation in the food, or is it just heating? Is it just causing friction and heating up the food?
Okay, it's causing friction and heating up the food, but it's also altering the molecular structure. So it's turning the food into something that's not recognizable as food. It still tastes like food and looks like food, but because it's been altered, it's not actually something that your body can absorb.
Okay, so let me say this then: does not fire do the same thing?
Yes, it does to a certain extent.
Okay, so
You shouldn't be cooking your food with fire either, because
okay.
what you're doing is you're altering the molecular structure of the food, and your body can't recognize it as a nutritional
What?
source.
Okay, because you're destroying it. You're destroying any life. If it's a life giving food, and you put any kind of heat to it, or anything over 118 degree Fahrenheit, will destroy the molecular level of that food, which now renders it non nutritional.
Correct.
So we said, but now let's get back to the microwave. So my question, and I think other people would want to know is if I heat my food up, I mean, I know I'm not getting the benefit because it's cooking it, but is it giving me radiation poisoning at the same time? And if so, how do you know?
It is giving you radiation poison, but it's a small amount that's been considered acceptable. But over long term use, it can be extremely harmful. So it's like,
Okay.
why would you take a little bit of poison every day?
Right.
It's not going to kill you right away.
Okay. So don't poison yourself slowly and expect to keep living.
Right.
Don't
So
poison. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think people need to understand how ovens work. When you have a regular oven, the heat is on the outside and it
Yes.
hits the surface and it penetrates internally to the food and warms it from the outside in. Now
Right.
with a microwave, it's actually the microwaves are penetrating the surface of the food, and then it's actually creating friction and heating it from the inside out. Now, most microwaves aren't really strong enough to penetrate more than like maybe a couple centimeters into the food, but it's still cooking from the inside out.
And that's why if you leave it in too long, it will actually cook the food to a texture of tough, like leather like texture if you
Mhm.
leave it in too long, because it's cooking it from the inside out instead of the conventional way.
Right. And usually, in order for a microwave to work, the food has to have some content of water in it. So, if, like for example, if you put some sand in the microwave, it's not going to cook because there's no water to to excite those molecules to create the
Right.
friction. That's why when you put dry stuff in the microwave, like even if you put dry rice in there, it takes it won't heat it up like that. But if you put a
And
little
it's
water in the rice, that's when it's using the molecules in the water to heat it up.
and it's ironic that you would say that because sand requires 3,000 decibels of heat, for the lack of a better word. The temperature for sand has to be over 3,000 degrees hot, and then it turns into glass because
Hmm.
there's no liquid, there's no water in it. So you're right, because there is no water in sand. So it's next change with the glass. Okay, so getting back to the microwave. Now, why should people, you know, well, first of all, why should they believe what you're saying? I mean, because there's no doctors and there's nobody telling people that microwaves are bad. As a matter of fact, they sell so many of them. If they were bad, they wouldn't sell that many of them.
That's interesting you would say that. So, how many cigarettes did they sell before they told you they were dangerous?
Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're talking about microwave. We're not talking about cigarettes.
But you just said that they wouldn't sell them if it was dangerous. See, they,
Okay,
they they
okay, so
lied about cigarettes being dangerous for decades until it
true,
was like
true.
until it was unrefutable proof that it was
So you
causing harm.
so you saying just because the herd do something, don't you do it too? Because you're now being told that microwaves are not safe. No matter how you play it, they're not safe, and that your food should not. First of all, your food should not be cooked over 18 degree Fahrenheit anyway. But we know people are going to do that. So the risk you're taking with the microwave is that you're killing the food anyway, but then you're adding radiation to it. So that's a
Let me
double
ask you.
whammy,
Okay,
basically.
okay. So I'm not sure if they still have this warning on the microwaves because I haven't had one for a while. But if they weren't dangerous, why would they tell you to stand 7 feet away from it when it's cooking? And why would they tell you not to look inside, watch the food cooking while it's cooking?
Dang.
Because they tell you that they used to tell you that. They used to tell you stand 7 feet back when you're cooking. So that means that you need to stand back because this is dangerous, right?
Okay, so okay, you're right, and I've seen everything you're saying. My question is, do you think people care enough, and that they're gonna actually take heed to what you're saying, or just the opposite? You think they're just gonna keep doing what they're doing anyway? They're not gonna. I mean, do you really think you're gonna make the difference on telling people that microwaves are dangerous? Yes or no?
If I can reach just a few people, that's worth the message. Now,
If you can,
whether people are going to take take heed to the message is I can't can be concerned with. I can only be concerned with getting them the information, and they have to use their own critical thinking skills to decide whether they're going to continue to use them or not. But like I said, there's a penalty for not paying attention. There's a penalty for not heeding the warning.
there's a penalty for not knowing. There's a penalty for being dumb.
Right.
Okay.
So, for
It's,
example, let me show you. For example, there are warnings all around people. They just don't pay attention. So, like when you go to barbecue and you're using the lighter fluid, it tells you they tell you that what you're pouring on the charcoal is poison. They actually tell you if you ingest it to consult a poison control center. So, why would you cook something with poison? You wouldn't squirt that in your mouth and swallow it.
are you saying people are really that?
I'm
Okay,
saying that
okay.
people are not paying people are not listening to the warnings. Even see, you gotta understand. There's nothing wrong with me selling you poison if I tell you it's poison.
Okay,
It's
okay. Let me
it's
ask you
it's,
this.
it's you who's not understanding that you shouldn't be eating that.
Okay, what are the damages for microwave cooking? Okay. How long would it take for the microwave to actually do damage to a person?
See, there's no way of knowing how long it could take, and you may use it for years and not actually experience any factors. But it depends on every person is different.
Different,
You
right?
may
Right.
develop you might develop cancer because you've had the microwave for 5 or 10 years. Someone else may never develop anything. But see, you're rolling the dice. You're playing Russian roulette when you're like, hey, I'm standing next to this microwave because most people that cook the microwave, they stand right next to it and
Right,
watch it,
yeah, right in front of it, right in front
look
of it.
inside of it. Then
Yep.
decades later, they're wondering why they got cataracts and they got issues going on and they got all these medical issues. But no one can trace it back to that microwave oven. But it is not safe to use.
So
It's not safe to use.
basically, basically it could be doing more damage than you know. It could be a part of why your body is breaking down because radiation in any form is bad.
Right.
And then for those who get the chemotherapy and the radiation treatment, and you're told that's a treatment, that is you you might as well climb into the microwave.
Right. And see, here's the issue. About I would say I would say probably 85% of people in homes have microwaves because a lot of homes come built with microwaves in them.
Right, they do.
And
They do.
it's kind of like the preferred way to cook things nowadays because we live in a
Well, the
fast
toaster
paced
oven,
society.
to me, the toaster oven, okay, the toaster oven is really good if you ask me, because you can cook with toaster oven, you can bake with it, you can do everything with a toaster oven now. So I went to the toaster oven because I don't care about the time frame as long as it heats the food the way I want it to heat. So okay, but I don't think people give a care enough. I really don't think people care that the microwave will kill them slowly. I don't think that people care that they don't even know that the microwave is doing damages and that a lot of the problems they're faced with is an accumulation of different things, including the microwave. So since there is no, I mean, there's no one testing to seeing what the microwave is doing over time or over a short period of time or a long period of time. So people really don't care because, like I just said, there's nothing that says that the microwave is actually doing any damage, even though we know radiation in any form is bad. And people know that, but I don't think people care, Todd.
So you're saying they know enough to tell their child to stand back from it, but they
Yeah.
don't know enough. They know, but they don't care enough to stop using it. Period. That's what you're
Well,
saying.
they don't even care to tell their child to stand back because they're. I don't think people are as wise as you give them. I don't think people. You see. You can know something and not worry about it. Now, some would call that not caring, but if you know a microwave has radiation and you allow your child to stand in front of it while it's cooking, do you care or don't you care? Which would you say at that point?
I think they don't recognize the long term damage to it because it's not something you see. It's something that
Oh,
you don't
that
see. You don't see it. You don't see it. It's
that
like
was
if the child
that wasn't
standing
your
next to it, it's like
option. That was no option, man. I say, do
I
you
know.
care or don't you care?
I
And
think they, I think they do care, but they don't see any damage. They don't see the harm. They don't see the harm, so they kind of like overlook it. Like, okay, it's not that
okay,
bad.
okay. You don't see the harm in smoking a cigarette until after the damage is done.
You see this. You can see. Well, put it this way: when you're smoking that
Uh-uh.
cigarette and you're coughing, you know there's damage being done
No, no, they don't. No, they don't. Okay, okay. Then why do people keep doing it then?
because they're
See,
addicted to it.
addicted to it.
They
So
got
are, are
over
they?
300
So are they
chemicals.
addicted to the? Are they addicted? Are they addicted to the radiation in the microwave?
No, but when you're telling your employee that they got to be at work at 8 o'clock, and you're like docking them for being 15 minutes late, they're gonna be like, "I got to warm this coffee up fast. I can't. I don't have time to boil water."
So he's sticking in the microwave, heating it up real fast.
Right. And
It
see,
sounds like you're making excuses for people ignorance to me. It sounds like you're making an excuse for people's just plain out. I don't give a dang ignorance when they know radiation in all forms is bad. Everybody's been taught radiation is bad from a child in school. We've all been taught radiation is bad. Just because it's in a box now and it's cooking your food, it doesn't change the fact that radiation is still bad. So you can't say they don't know. That to me
no,
leaves only one thing. You just don't give a damn. They don't care.
they don't know how bad it is. That's the problem. That's the problem. See, people don't mind eating salt if even though they know it's a cause of high blood pressure because they're
But
like, okay,
salt is not the cause of high blood pressure though.
it's salt is
Sodium
a
is.
well,
Nah,
okay, you got me.
sodium is. Not
Okay.
salt. That's why sea salt is not as bad as table salt because
Okay.
they don't add sodium to sea salt. They only added the table salt.
Okay. Okay. You got me there. Well,
so
see,
so so
see, people
go
only
ahead.
people only people only look at the damage or the things that they can notice. So, for example, when a woman warms up her baby's milk with a microwave,
Damn.
she knows that it's deceptively hot because that's why they squirt it on their wrist to see how hot it is to make sure it doesn't burn the baby's mouth because they know that
Right.
even though it's not even though because when you warm something in the on a pot on the stove, you can see it bubbling, it's hot, but when you see it in the microwave, it doesn't look like it's that hot, you know
Right.
and that's
So
why
that's why
so
they pour it on the back of their
they
hand.
or in the back of the wrist or so to test it because they
Right.
know it's hot. But see, they don't really see the damage of using the microwave as a form of cooking causing long-term health benefits because they don't see that. It's not something
And
that's in
they
their face.
warm up their baby's milk and they give it to the baby, bro.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
And see, okay, there's a book that I have. It's called Health Effects of Microwave Radiation. It's by Dr. Lita Lee. I
Okay.
advise anybody to get that book. And she
What's she
talks
saying? What's she saying?
about some things about a microwave. So when you microwave meats in the microwave oven, to mainly you want to make sure your meats it kills the bacteria and it's cooking it right.
Right.
But what happens is it causes the formation of called dinitrocytanolamines, and that's a known
hold on,
carcinogen.
hold on. Hold on. Back up. Back up. Say that
So
word again.
it's D it's dinitrosodium thanolamines.
That ain't no word, man. You might as
That's a
well spell
word.
it.
That's a
You
word.
might as
That's a
well
word.
spell it because you lost us after the D.
Okay. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that is a carcinogen. So it's
Okay.
converting that meat is now it has a carcinogen or cancer causing properties in it.
Carcinogenic. Carcinogenic.
Right, yeah, carcinogenic. Now,
Okay.
when you
Okay.
microwave milk or grains,
Uh huh.
some of the amino acids are converted into carcinogenics.
Okay. Okay.
When you're
Okay. Okay.
thawing your fruits and vegetables, like your frozen foods,
Right.
there's some what's called glucosides that are in the fruit in the vegetables,
Right.
and
Right.
part of that gets converted to carcinogenic. So now what you're doing is you're
Carcinogenic.
turning your foods into cancer-causing substances because you're using a microwave oven to process them.
And you know what? People know people know that that microwave is doing damage to the food because everybody who's used one has, and I've used one, so everybody who's used one has seen just how the microwave will do damage to your food if you cook it too long, or if you don't know what you're doing when you do it. Everybody who's had a baby and heated their baby's milk, Todd, they know that that's bad. So now you're telling them that when they heat up their foods, they're basically turning it into a carcinogenic,
Substance,
cancer-causing agent.
right? And long-term consumption will cause you to get cancer.
OM to the G.
You're not gonna get cancer overnight. You can be cool. You eat it on Wednesday. You're not gonna have cancer on Thursday. But over decades of doing that,
okay, so over time, basically, and that's why they're on the shelves because they know how long it's going to take for that microwave to actually cause damage. But to me, if you train yourself to heat your food in the best ways, that's not something you got to worry about. Even though we got something for the cancer that you're gonna cause. Basically, people cause every disease that they're faced with.
that's correct. That's correct. Because you're not born with these diseases. They're
Right,
not
none
running
of
in your
them.
family. You're all doing the same things. That's why you all getting the same diseases.
So
So,
it's not
so
hereditary. Go ahead.
no. So let me just because there were some studies that were done on microwave ovens that they don't publish. I'm gonna just tell you some of the things they found out.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you 10 things. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna give you a few. I'm not gonna give you all 10. So when you
Okay.
eat microwave foods processed in the microwave over time, do you realize that you're shorting out the electrical impulses of your brain? So you're
I'm not.
it can demagnetize your brain tissue. This is why you remember we were back and we used to sell the male detox kit, and they had those little magnets in there.
Yes,
But
yes, I remember
we
that.
would always tell people, don't put the magnets on your head because you don't want to demagnetize your brain tissue because
Right.
you can cause problems. You can put the magnets on other parts of your body, but you don't put it on your skull. When you're doing that microwave oven and that electromagnetic energy is in that food, it can cause you to be cause demagnetation of your brain tissue.
Dang.
Now here's the thing too. Your body cannot metabolize the unknown products created by microwaving your food. So that means that whatever you're cooking, your body can't even absorb it, can't use the nutrients.
Well. You can stop right there because remember, like I've always said 1,000 times, if there are no nutrients to be absorbed from any form of cooking, there's nothing for your body to absorb, right or wrong.
Right. So all you're doing is filling your stomach up with a bunch of stuff that it can't use.
I know what I call it. I had an epiphany. I had an epiphany one day, and I said, okay, so if everything I cook over 118 degree Fahrenheit is dead, I'm in essence is eating shit. Now, I had an epiphany for myself when that clicked into my head. If everything I eat is dead, and remember, you're supposed to eat to live, not to die. So if I'm eating death, then I'm in essence creating my own death with my mouth because it's already dead. And if something
Well,
is dead that you consume, isn't that like shit? Huh?
let me just I'm gonna say something about that. It depends. Now it depends on what kind of shit you're eating because
hold
there's different
up,
types of shit. So
hold up,
let me explain that.
hold up. What do you mean? What type of
Okay,
death and all? Wait. If there's no nutritional value
there is
at all,
nutritional value in some shit. There's some nutritional value in some shit, depending on whose shit you're eating. I'm gonna explain that to you.
okay, go ahead.
So what happens if you throw some dog shit on your grass?
It's gonna grow the
What is that?
grass.
No, it's going to
It's
dog shit. No,
fertilization,
dog shit will turn your grass brown
bro.
because he's eating a lot of dead food. Now, when you throw some cow shit on your some manure, you can turn your grass green and grow it because
What the difference is? What the difference is the dog
what
is
the cow
eating
is eating.
the cow's eating grass and the dog is not.
Right. So
But
you
wait, now
can
hold
use
on, but hold on.
so sometimes shit is good if you know whose shit
Uh,
to eat.
Yeah, but you ain't finna eat no cow shit.
You are eating cow shit when you throw
That's me.
when you throw that manure that corn plant.
No, you're
What you
not
think?
eating
The
cow
corn.
shit. Because the plant can assimilate the minerals and nutrients from the cow feces and then grow the plant. And you
Okay,
so you don't eat nowhere near the cow shit because it's only the
you're eating
plant.
it indirectly for us. You're eating it
No,
indirectly.
no, you're not. Watch this. No, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Minerals, nutrients, and trace elements comes from the ground, does it not?
That's true.
Okay, now watch this. A plant is the only living organism on the planet that has the ability to pull iron from the ground without it being in metal form, right or wrong.
That's correct.
Okay, so watch this. Then you can't sit here and tell me that manure, that the plant is not wise enough to pull the minerals and nutrients from the manure that makes it grows without you actually eating the manure.
No, you're right. I'm just messing with you about that,
I
but
know you are with your crazy
I'm just
self.
making a point that all shit ain't
Shit,
bad.
man. Okay, you got me. You got me.
It's
All
okay.
shit
So
ain't bad.
now, here's another thing. Okay, when you use your microwave oven, do you realize that you can shut down your hormone production from continual use, male and female hormone production, which means you can shut down
Woo!
your
Don't say that.
testosterone,
Come
you
on,
shut
man.
down your estrogen production. You
Stop it,
know,
bro.
then you have issues where you have erectile dysfunction. You have a situation with fibroid tumors, all kinds of stuff you're messing up when
Okay,
you
well,
eating
stop.
these foods.
That's what you should have led with. You should have said, okay, here are the side effects of eating food from a microwave oven. That's how you should have led the conversation.
But I had to, you're right. But sometimes I want to lead people up to. I don't want to hit them with the
No,
stuff right
slap it on the
away.
side of their head with real shit, because that's what they're eating when they put their food in the microwave. And they're also creating more problems that no doctor is going to tell them that the microwave can cause EDDD or
Mhm.
estrogen deficiency, testosterone deficiency, uh, breast cancer. They no doctors finna tell them that because they will put themselves out of business.
See, here's the thing. So do you think that people would prefer to have the microwave oven and pop Viagra so they can still perform their still have fun? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't see kangaroos hopping around like she's
I
kind of
can't
cute.
get it up.
Let me pop this Viagra.
No, no, no. But yeah, but see, humans are the. I hate to say this, but I think we're the dumbest species on the planet. Now, why would I say that? Watch this. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. We're the only species that knows and deliberately does something to harm ourselves, full well knowing that we're doing the damage to ourselves, and we still do it. No other species does that. I'll wait.
Wow,
Prove me wrong, pimp.
wow, that's true. Okay, so here's
No
another
other
thing.
species. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
So the damage from microwave ovens is residual. What that means is it's cumulative and long term and permanent. So like when you're having this, it may be a little bit of damage, but it's adding up over time, and eventually it gets to the point where your body can no longer. Some of your functions of your body get compromised. That's when you get those disease symptoms. You've already compromised your function to the point where now you got this pain or something stops working.
Okay, so it's long term damage. So now we got out of all the problems that it causes, it also creates long term damage, which in
Mhm.
essence cause the problems that you just stated. The different issues that women and men are both faced with because they're going for the fast route as opposed
Mhm.
to the natural route.
Now, I think we all can agree that when you cook food that you're losing nutrients. So, microwaving is making the food less nutritious than when you're cooking it with a regular conventional oven. So you're not getting any benefits.
Wow. Okay, so there's no benefits to using the microwave at all whatsoever.
No. And
And you
then
think people do?
people can cause like sometimes when you're eating these microwave foods, it's being processed through your intestines and through your colon, and you can over time you can get stomach and intestinal tumors, and this is why so many people have colon cancer. When
Dang.
I was a kid, people weren't having colon cancer. If you look in the black community, you see a lot more colon cancer in our group because we're microwaving more and we're barbecuing more. Putting that lighter fluid on the coals because you don't even like it if you don't have that little taste of that charcoal or that lighter fluid taste. But that's actually you, putting that poison through your system, your intestinal tract, will cause you to have problems. Just like microwaving foods will.
Okay, so you're telling people how bad this is. God, something in me just tell me people just don't care, Todd.
I'm giving them
I'm,
reasons to care. I'm giving them reasons to care. So, do you know also that microwaving foods will compromise your immune system? It'll
and
mess up your lymph glands.
you still think they care?
Okay, let
I
me
hear
give
you
you one
loud and
last.
clear.
Let me
Uh huh.
give you one more thing. So,
Okay.
it can cause loss of memory, concentration, and emotional instability over long-term use. So you can't even remember people after you use this stuff. You wonder why you got Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease. You've been using these things that are causing problems. See, it's going to compromise the quality of life. It's
Okay. I
no
tell
reason
you
to
what.
work.
I tell you what. Since you think they care, I tell you what. Anybody who hears this video, this podcast, I want y'all to leave a message if you care. If you care enough about yourself, please make a statement. Say I care, God doggone it, Gump. I don't care what you say. I care. I'm listening. I'm learning. Somebody say something. Now, if nobody don't say nothing in a week's time, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you, Todd. Because I just
Okay.
ask people to. I ask anybody who hears this, and I don't care if it's one person. I don't think
Okay.
people really care. Go ahead.
So Okay, so since you said that, I know people aren't going to give up the microwave. They're not going. They spent $200. They're not about to throw that oven out, like you say. I do understand that. So
Okay.
I'm going to give them some suggestions on how to use that microwave oven and limit the damage that it causes you.
Okay.
Okay.
How do you do that? How do you do that?
So the first thing is, anytime you use that oven, you stand 7 feet back. Now, you didn't have a problem when COVID hit and they told you stay 6 feet away from people. So use that same energy, that same fear, and stand 6 or 7 feet back from that microwave oven because you're afraid it's going to give you something. Just like you're afraid people coughing on you is going to cause you to catch COVID.
Right.
Stand 7 feet back from that microwave because it's about to cause you to have some health problems. That's number one.
Okay.
Now you know those. Remember those cell phone diodes people used to put on the back of their
Yes.
cell phone?
Yes.
You can get a dial, a big dial to put on your microwave oven too. You can put it to help absorb some of that radiation, so it's not causing as many problems in your home. So you can get those too. You can go on like Amazon, look for diodes. It's called DIODE, and you get the big
Right.
one for your microwave oven. Now I know that some people are into crystals. Any black crystal will help absorb electromagnetic radiation. So you want to look for like the black tourmaline, the onyx, the black obsidian. You can wear those on you or put them in the house. That'll help eliminate that damage that microwave oven is doing. Also, you can use what's the purple crystal? Amethyst. So you see people with those big amethyst crystals
Yes.
in their house.
Yes. I got
That's
them. I got them. Okay.
that's to get rid of that radiation. Now, because we're a herbal company, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you what herbs to use, right?
Right. That's right. That's true.
So you want to use so you want to use herbs from the sea. So you want to use your ocean herbs, like you want to use kelp, dulce, spirulina, blue green algae, chlorella. These are the types of herbs that you're going to use that are going to help eliminate radiation problems in your body.
It sound like you. It sound like you were naming iodine,
Yeah,
electric greens. What
the
else? What else we
thyroid
got for
formula.
rated?
The
Yep.
thyroid
Thyroid.
formula.
Yep.
You can go to our iodine formula, or you can do the emerald greens formula. Any of those three
Emerald
formulas
green.
have those herbs in there.
Yep. Electric greens. Emerald greens. Electric greens. Electric sea greens. But just any, like you say, any ocean plants. Irish moss,
Right.
bladderwhack. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. What else?
Now, people don't remember this. Back in 1991, a lawsuit leaked out. What happened was a woman went in to get a blood transfusion, and the nurse heated her blood up, warmed it up with a microwave oven, and it killed her.
Come on, man.
Yeah, killed her.
Are you serious, bro?
She warmed her blood up with a microwave oven, and it killed her.
She killed the blood.
The lady that died's name was Norma Levitt, Levitt. You can look that up. She
See.
went in for hip surgery, and they warmed her blood up with a microwave oven that was in there, and they put that blood in there, and it killed her. Now if
Okay.
they
I'm
just, now if
glad you
they just,
said
now if they would have just
no.
warmed her blood up with a conventional oven, it wouldn't have killed her.
Yeah, but why would you have to warm the blood up? The body will
because
warm the
because
blood up.
because I guess they were trying to do. Your blood is supposed to be 96 degrees, so maybe the blood was a
Right.
little bit lower than they didn't want to put cold blood in it. So they would call themselves warming it up a little bit. They probably didn't put it in for long. It wasn't like they boiled the blood, but they
Yeah,
put
but
the
microwave kills any cells. The microwave destroys it. Remember, it alters the chemistry of a substance.
but see
So
back
it's
then they
going to
didn't
destroy it.
they didn't have that. They didn't know that back in 1991. They obviously didn't think this through when the nurse did it.
Ooh, wait. So okay, but that right there tells me right there, Todd. There's nothing good about a microwave. There's
No,
nothing good about a microwave.
it's not.
Absolutely nothing.
So why don't you give them the website and
Okay,
so they can
www dot the urban urban herb herb.net or www.herbsoftheforest.com.
and they
Get the
can
get. you want iodine, thyroid, electric green, or emerald green. It just says electric greens on the site, right?
Yeah,
It doesn't say
electric
emerald
grid.
greens anymore. Electric greens, uh, bladder rock sea moss.
Yeah,
These are all ocean greens.
I would
Anything with
recommend that. I recommend that.
say
Probably the best one is the electric greens because that's going to have
electric
pop up.
greens, right?
Yeah.
And that's if you're consuming anything cooked in the microwave. You need this in your body every day. If you're constantly eating microwave dinners, you need this in your body because it's the only thing that's going to neutralize some of that radiation. So 888-619-4372. Go to any one of those websites. Call us. I want somebody who cares to text us. Come on in, respond to this podcast. Say anything that you care. Tell me you care, because I don't believe people care, and Todd seems to think y'all care. But I'm in the thought that you don't. So prove me wrong. Tell me you care. How about that?
All right. So you guys
With
have
that note, with that note, we're gonna say bye until next time.
and throw that microwave out.
No, no, keep your microwave. Don't throw your microwave away. Keep getting that radiation because I got something for you. Peace.
All right, bye.